it's time for the most biased sports report in the history of Winnipeg radio. Leafs genius Brian Burke recently took Gary Bettman on a tour of the 20,000-seat BMO Field, home of the soccer team, the Toronto FC. And Burke pitched to Bettman that the next NHL outdoor game should be played there at the BMO Field. Bettman said he'd consider it if Toronto actually had an NHL team. All they have is the Leafs. So they're going to have to put off that game for now. Anaheim Ducks goalie J.S. Giguère has returned from injury after having lost his starting job to Jonas Hiller. He says he'd rather retire than become a backup goalie. When it was mentioned that the Montreal Canadiens could be interested in Giguère to solve their goaltending woes, Giguère said he'd rather be a backup than play in Montreal. So there's a problem there. It was really nice seeing the Hall of Fame inductions last night, especially seeing Brett Hall, who joins his father Bobby Hall in the Hall of Fame. It looks like he's been joining Bobby in the buffet line too. Have you seen Brett Hall lately? He's been packing on the cake, I guess. I don't know. He's been down in cheeseburgers. His head has finally grown big enough to fit his ego. Bombers coach Mike Kelly says he'll be back next year. That's good news, except for the team, players, fans, and media. Otherwise, it's good news. Sunshine Girl Irina has the name of a 90-year-old Romanian woman, but she swears she's 19 and looks it. She says she wants to be a police officer or a lawyer. Either way, flip a coin. And unhappy with his role coming off the bench with his new team, the Memphis Grizzlies, Allen Iverson says he's thinking about retirement. Now, the team gave Iverson permission to leave the team this weekend to attend to some, quote, personal matters. It appears he was just throwing a temper tantrum and now plans to retire. We do have some audio from the press conference earlier today. Let's hear that audio right now.
So we sitting here, I'm supposed to be the franchise player, and we're in here talking about
retirement.
I mean, listen, we're talking about
retirement.
Not a game. We talking about
retirement.
Not a game. Not the game that I go out there and die for and play every game like it's my last. Not the game. We're talking about
retirement,
man. I mean, how silly is that? And we're talking about
retirement.
It is silly. I mean, you play every game like it's your last, and your last game, you were on the bench, so I don't know.